TGIF edition of the show. Hottest show on these streets here on studios. Number one forum for your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama magazine. I know we're coming to you a little bit earlier on today, but be sure right now, smash that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like button. We're getting you the best in news, notes, information, coverage on your Crimson Tide. We bring you the show from the Magic City of Birmingham. We stream this to you through YouTube. Speaking of a channel, you know what time it is. You get every friend, every family member, every diehard Bama fan, casual Bama fan, consumer of Tide football to be a part of the show. Subscribe to the show, like the show as well. We got a lot to get to here on today. Gonna be talking about Alabama's offensive line, primarily at the left tackle position for this matchup against South Florida. Kalen DeBoer mentioned Caden Proctor. He's still unsure as to whether Proctor will go this weekend at left tackle. Does Proctor go? If not, what are Alabama's other options? We'll get into that. We'll talk about Ryan Williams, Alabama freshman talented wide receiver. Does he go off again against South Florida, or do we see more wide receivers get involved here in this passing game against the Bulls? And then last but not least, we look at one Nick Saban. Field dedication this weekend. Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. The most iconic moment of a Saban era for me and for all of you as Alabama fans. Definitely want to get your phone calls tonight as well. 205-448-1358 for number to call in to let your voice be heard here on the show. 205-448-1358. One more time, 205-448-1358. Definitely want to hear from you. But Eli, let's jump into right now. Topic number one of the conversation, that being on Alabama's offensive line. Week one, we saw success in the run game, over 300 yards rushing, 6 rushing touchdowns for the Crimson Tide, and a 63-0 win over the Hilltoppers. But now, the attention has shifted to South Florida, which is this weekend. Last year's game was not the greatest sight to behold. When you look at all that happened, of course, Alabama did get the 17-3 win in Tampa. But Kalen DeBoer, Alabama head coach, spoke to the media during the SEC coaches teleconference on Wednesday. He also spoke on his weekly radio show, Hey Coach, on Wednesday. And he talked about Caden Proctor. And Proctor, of whom suffered a left shoulder injury in pregame warm-ups against Western Kentucky, was seen with his left arm in a sling on the sideline. Now, the injury didn't require surgery, no damage done there. But according to Coach DeBoer, Proctor has been in the training room throughout the week. He has spent 8 hours a day in the training room. So he's trying to push himself to have a shot to play in this matchup against the Bulls, but according to DeBoer, unsure as to whether Proctor will play. Now, Proctor could be like, Coach, I'm ready, I'm good to go, put me out there, I'm prepared, because as a player, you are competitive. As a player, you don't want to miss any action. As a player, you desire to be on the field. But as a coach, DeBoer looks at this like, I don't want to rush this thing. I don't want to put him back out there when I know he's not quite 100% healthy yet. So you're kind of having that internal battle. I mean, Eli, we all remember, and this isn't of the same magnitude, but we all remember 2019 with Tua Tagovailoa, right, and Nick Saban. Tua out there against Mississippi State for that game, and Tua played extremely well, and Nick Saban's like, Tua, sit down, We're done playing you for the rest of the day. You did what you've had to do. We're gonna put Mac Jones out here to finish out. And Tua's like, well, coach, please, one more play, one more drive, one more series, coach, please. And Saban leaves Tua out there, and we all saw what happened there where the hip was concerned. It's kind of in the same format with Caden Proctor and Kalen DeBoer. Coach DeBoer not trying to have this any worse for Proctor. So we'll see if Proctor goes this weekend. Right now, DeBoer unsure. If Proctor doesn't go, then the immediate backup, the immediate replacement is Elijah Pritchett, who's in his third season with the Crimson Tide, the young man from Columbus, Georgia. Now, Pritchett at 6'6", 327 pounds, he got the start against the Hilltoppers, did give up a sack of Milroe, had some good moments, had some rough moments there, according to Coach DeBoer, Nick Sheridan, offensive coordinator, offensive line coach Chris Kaplovich. They all said, hey, Pritchett went out there, no fear, no panic, played with some confidence, and will continue to grow in confidence as he gets more reps, as he gets more opportunities, as he gets more chances out there on the field. And while I would agree with that, for a lot of you, the Bama Nation out there, that may still have a slight issue, that may still have a slight concern with Pritchett as an offensive tackle, if you are in that camp, then you would have to look at option number 2, which we saw a picture of this floating around social media, Eli, on Wednesday, and that was Tyler Booker at left tackle and Gino Vandermark, the transfer from Michigan State, at left guard. Now, Booker has played everywhere on the offensive line. He's got experience at guard, both guard spots. He's got experience at tackle, been worked there throughout the offseason, even has some experience snapping the ball at center. He did that in the summer part of the offseason. Now, Booker played tackle in high school at 6'5", 330 pounds. He has the size. He has the physicality to go out there at the tackle position if need be. And then you got Gino Vandermark, of whom head coach, Coach Cat had Vandermark during his tenure at Michigan State. So this is going to be interesting, Eli. Going to be very interesting. If Proctor is able to go, great, cool, awesome. That's what you want. If he is not able to go, then immediately you look at Pritchett, but you also have in your back pocket Tyler Booker, left tackle, Gino Vandermark, left guard. So we'll see how Alabama plays this weekend. Dedication of Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium against South Florida. We take our first break here on the show. Don't touch that dial. We're just getting started. Upon our return, we go to the phone lines. We get your calls. We get your thoughts. We get your comments. We talk to you, the Bama fan base, right after this.
TDA Plus is the all-new Ultimate Alabama Football Package, perfect for any Alabama football fan. Not only do you get subscriber-only articles where you can stay up to date on everything that's going on with Alabama football, you also get our brand new video hub that features many podcasts and shows, including Steven's Report with Stephen M. Smith. With over 15 years of covering Alabama football, you get trusted information as Stephen goes in person to see the team come back and break down to you what he saw live in person. You also get the Way It Is podcast with Stephen M. Smith, where he tells never-heard-before stories and crazy situations that happened during his 15-year tenure of covering Alabama football. You also get Justin and Dex, where they break down recruits like you've never seen it before, with exclusive behind-the-scenes information and exclusive interviews with recruits. You also get Justin's Recruiting Bites with Justin Smith, where you get the best up-close and personal recruiting information and even talks to you while he's on the road going to recruiting events. Alabama fans, you don't want to miss this huge offer for a jam-packed experience for only $7.95 per month. Visit touchdownalabama.com and become a TDA Plus member today.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, we're back, rocking and rolling into the action from the break here. Hottest show on the streets. Number one forum for your Bama football news on a Friday, TGIF edition of the show. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama magazine. My man Eli Walker in here with me. You guys continue smashing that like button, giving us that thumbs up on the show, raising up those like levels, hitting that subscribe button also. Daily Super Chat Go, $100. Daily Super Chat Go, $100 right there. Appreciate my man Big Bill. Bill from New York dropping in that $7 donation. Let's go. Appreciate the love there from Bill, helping us out there. Now, a funny comment from my guy Keith Holcomb in the chat line. It just doesn't look right, Steven not in the Deacon's chair. Funny story about the Deacon's chair. So back home, I have this green chair that I sit in. It's called the Deacon's chair now, but the green chair is a very, very comfortable chair, Eli. So, backstory on the chair: Deacon Bennett got us the chair there. So, shouts out to Deacon there, getting us the chair. So, it's a very distinguished chair. And so when I sit in it, I feel like I'm about to give a church hymn sitting in the chair, but everybody's got very fond of the chair. The chair has taken on a personality of its own. But we grabbed this call right here. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name. Where you calling from?
Hi, it's Stephen. Bill from New York. Let me tell you, you threw me off with this early start. What's going on?
So the reason why, Bill, is I've got an event in Tuscaloosa today that I'll be getting to here in the next couple of hours or so. So that's why the early shoot today. But there's no change to the schedule. Just today, had to switch some things around. Got an event in Tuscaloosa a little bit later.
Okay, that's good. You know what I mean. I got a little thrown off. Stephen, want to talk a little about last game. Like the guys that me and you talked about all last year, Quandarius, Prentice, they look good. Let me tell you, they look good. And Jihad Campbell, the guy took over the game.
He did.
You're right. He's making another tackle. He was unbelievable, that guy. Man, we look good on defense. You know, and I got to say with Ryan Williams, Stephen, I never really saw anything like that. That kid is so young and like, you know, thin. Those big guys were picking him up in the end zone after touchdowns and tossing him like he was a 2-year-old kid, and he's giggling. I said, what am I watching here? That was great. That was really funny, man. What do you think?
I mean, Bill, it's phenomenal because, first off with Ryan Williams, people forget he should still be in high school. He doesn't turn 18 till February of next year. He doesn't turn 18 till next year. So this kid should still be in high school, but yet the maturity about himself, the hunger about himself, and the playmaking ability he brings, that's a special young man. And then defensively, I go back to, you give Kane Womack a lot of credit as the defensive coordinator. He has simplified this down to where the guys are flying around, they're having fun, they're playing strong defense. And after the game, he mentioned, I'm still not satisfied because there are more sacks we could have gotten. There are more takeaways we could have gotten. We could have done more. So just the fire of Kane Womack as DC, I love this.
Yeah, that's the Saban mentality. They could win 70-0, and he would find things to work on and improve. But before I go, I just want to tell you, I told you I turned over a new leaf. I'm the calm Bill now. So I only had one obscenity-laced tirade to Waylon. And like when Milroe took that sack, I'm like, oh, no. You know, but no, after that, I'm calm now. Everything's cool. And I'm looking forward to this game, and especially the Wisconsin game. Last time we played them, I was visiting my daughter in Virginia, and we beat the crap out of them. So I'm ready. Stephen, always a pleasure to hear your voice. You're the best.
Appreciate my man Bill from New York calling in right there, getting the start on a Friday. So the last time Bama played Wisconsin, that was 2015. That was in AT&T Stadium, Arlington, Texas. You got a 35-17, Eli. You got a 35-17 win over Wisconsin. Derrick Henry went off in that game. That was the Advocare Classic. So Derrick Henry did go off in that game. So you're playing Wisconsin again this season. Game number 3, that will be in Madison. So looking forward to taking the trip up there to Madison to that matchup right there. We got Tony Sims with that 1.989, dropping that in the bucket there. Appreciate that coming from Tony Sims. But 205-448-1358, the number to call in to let your voice be made known on the show. 205-448-1358. One more time, 205-448-1358. Once again, Bama Nation, there's not a new schedule. The only reason why this show is being done early, I got a little event in Tuscaloosa I'm headed down to in a couple of hours. That's the only reason why this one was done a little early. But no new schedule in terms of the show. But cool call topic right here, Eli. Alabama football. Former Bama players have hit $1 billion in terms of NFL contracts. And we're talking about this year. $1 billion in terms of NFL contracts. And what made that happen? How about Patrick Surtain II? Surtain got a 4-year, $96 million deal extension with the Denver Broncos. Surtain got that bag. And that was huge there for PS2 there. So Surtain has had a strong start to the early part of his career in Denver. One of the best young cornerbacks, one of the best young defensive backs in the league. So congratulations to Pat Surtain and all of the former Alabama players that got paid during this year, especially in the offseason. When you discuss Tua got money this offseason, Devontae Smith got paid, Jalen Waddle got paid, Christian Barmore got paid, Amari Cooper didn't have an extension, but the Browns gave him a raise. Jerry Jeudy got paid. A lot of Bama guys, a lot of former Bama guys got that bag this offseason. So big ups to all of them. As Alabama, in terms of NFL contracts, nobody does it like the Tide in terms of NFL contracts. $1 billion. Shouts out to those guys right there. We're going to take a break right here, folks. Don't touch that dial. Upon our return, we're going to get into the Alabama wide receiver room against South Florida. Does Hollywood Williams go off again for a second week? Do we see more wide receivers get worked into the frame there of the offense? We'll talk about it right after this. We're out here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa. Oh yeah, this. Oh, man. Gotta get this. Gotta get one of these right here. Can't rock that Bam without this shirt right here, fresh polo. You gotta also rock the all pink, like Kanye West right there. Keychains, gotta get you some keychains. University of Alabama keychains. I'm telling you, if you are a die-hard Alabama fan and you're looking for some big-time apparel, this place has got everything. We're talking shirts, shoes, sweatshirts, hoodies, cups, mugs, keychains. If you're just a Tide fan that has an itch to get more apparel, get more swag in your game, you come right here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa, right here in Midtown Village. And also you can shop online. The link is in the description to get your gear right here at Alumni Hall.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, here we go. Back in, locked and loaded to the action from the break. Number one ticket for your Crimson Tide football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA, my man Eli Walker in the production studio holding it down. You guys continue hitting that subscribe button, smashing the like button right there, making this your show, your spot for Bama football. But topic two here of the conversation, Eli, goes to Alabama's wide receiver room. Jalen Milroe only attempted 9 passes against Western Kentucky, right? I mean, you didn't have to pull out your whole offense or have your whole, or unveil a lot of your offense there. If you can just tap into 5% of your playbook and throw 9 passes and you win 63-0, you'll take that any way you can get that. But this week, Saturday against South Florida, you know, you're looking at, do more wide receivers get involved in the framework of this offense? Ryan Williams went off. The freshman, 2 catches, both touchdowns, game high 139 receiving yards against Western Kentucky, had an 84-yard touchdown reception, a 55-yard touchdown catch, and Alex Golish, the head coach of the Bulls, is going, that guy is going to be a challenge to stop. It's going to be a challenge defending Hollywood Williams. Going to be a challenge to limit him. Going to be a challenge to stop him. And I mentioned this, Eli. The great thing about Ryan is not only is he going to get his, but he's going to create so much for everybody else, right? I equate this to Amari Cooper was so good as a freshman in 2012. He was so good. And the reason why Cooper was so good, and Ryan Williams has been dubbed the next Amari Cooper, but the reason why Cooper was so good was Cooper not only got his, but he opened up so much for Christian Jones, DeAndrew White, Kevin Norwood. He opened up so much for everybody else. You look at 2015. Calvin Ridley was so good that he not only got his, he created opportunities for Ardarius Stewart, created opportunities for Richard Mullaney, created opportunities for Robert Foster, created opportunities for Cam Sims, and everybody else. You look at marquee receivers that have played in Tuscaloosa, that have played for this program, they not only get theirs, but they help others be dynamic as well. So when you look at Ryan, not only is he going to look to get his against this defensive secondary of South Florida, but he's going to open up everybody else, and that's the challenge, right? Because if you're Nick Sheridan, you're asking yourself as the offensive coordinator, how do I get Kobe Prentice, Kendrick Law, who, by the way, caught a touchdown against Western Kentucky, Jeremy Bernard, Caleb Odom, Emmanuel Henderson, Cole Adams, how do I get those guys more into the framework of the offense? Because those guys are good too. Jeremy Bernard had 1 catch last week. Caleb Odom had 2 catches last week. Kobe Prentice had 2 catches last week. Like, how do we get these guys worked in more into the rhythm of the offense? Emmanuel Henderson had 1 catch last week. So, as transcendent as Ryan Williams is, I think the bigger focus this week is getting the ball into the hands of more guys, of more playmakers, using everything that you have. And you throw the tight ends in there too. Now you're getting C.J. Dupree, you're getting Josh Cuevas, you're getting Robbie Oots, you're getting Danny Lewis Jr., you're getting all of these guys the ball. Now I understand there's only one football, right? There's only one football. But to the best that you can, if you're Nick Sheridan, feature all of these guys with the ball in their hands. Whether it's Kendrick Law on a jet sweep, you got to do that. Kendrick Law on an end around, you got to do that. Jeremy Bernard running different routes. Kobe Prentice running different routes. Caleb Odom, you got to get him. Red zone, you got to get him the ball. In the red zone, you got to get him the ball. Third and short. With that 6'5", 230-pound big body target, you got to give Odom the football. But you look at Emmanuel Henderson. Some jet sweeps, pop passes, end arounds with him. Cole Adams. He's a quarterback-friendly wide receiver according to King and DeBoer. Get him worked in there. So, to me, that's the challenge this week. Ryan Williams is going to get his. He is going to create attention. He's going to create separation. He's going to create opportunities for himself and others. But to really frustrate South Florida's defensive secondary, Nick Sheridan creating ways for everybody in this offense to eat. Creating ways for every receiver to touch this football. Creating ways for everybody to pop. And Jalen Milroe to distribute the football to everybody. It goes back to Eli. You want to know why 2018 and 2019 were so fun in that Tua era? Because Steve Sarkisian, prior to Sarkisian, you had Michael Locksley in 18 and Sarkisian in 19. They had Tua distributing the ball to everybody. Like, it wasn't just one receiver or one or two guys. Like, everybody touched the football. And that's what you want to see happen with Jalen Milroe. Have everybody touch this football. We're going to go to another break here on the show. Don't touch that dial. When we get back, we're getting to more of your phone calls. We're getting more of your conversations, more of your thoughts. Bama Nation, I mean, how do you feel about this in terms of the wide receiver room as a whole? Like, Ryan Williams is going to get his, but do you want to see Nick Sheridan, Jalen Milroe get everybody involved in this offense from that receiver perspective? I want your thoughts, and we get to you guys right after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care. In support of Kalen DeBoer and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today.
This is Chris Rogers, 2009 national champion. You are listening to the baddest, when I say the baddest, sports show in the state of Alabama. In my own words, yours truly, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Don't touch that dial.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, here we go. Rocking and rolling to the action from the break. Hottest show on the streets. Talking your Bama football news in my own words. Yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Happy to have all of you in here. Phone lines open, 205-448-1358. The number to call in to let your voice be made known on the show. Call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. 1358. Definitely want to hear from all of you. You guys are getting your thoughts prepared to call in. Cool call topic here, Eli, and it's Nick Saban getting honored this weekend with Saban Field, the field dedication. Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Now, he'll be honored at halftime. He and the entire family, right after the $1 Million Band does its halftime performance. We'll have the Sabans honored inside the stadium with Saban Field. Now, Saban will speak tomorrow at the Walk of Champions. I know President Bell, Athletic Director Greg Byrne, they'll both have something to say. Evan Saban will speak before they unveil the new signet in front of the stadium, which will read Saban Field on the signet unveiling there. That's going to be awesome, man. 17 years. 17 years, 6 national championships, 9 Southeastern Conference titles, 4 Heisman Trophy winners, several All-Americans, several first-team All-SEC selections, several guys in the National Football League. Saban did so much when you discuss this program. Saban did so much in taking this program to an even further level. Wallace Wade was great. Frank Thomas did some awesome stuff. Paul Bear Bryant shot the thing into the stratosphere. Gene Stallings added on to it with another national championship. But Nick Saban made the conversation about Alabama just different. Made Bama the gold standard, made Bama the measuring stick, made Bama the needle, the thermometer in the room when you talk Crimson Tide football and college football in general. So this is a tremendous honor. Eli, you will be on the field for the field dedication. You're going to actually be on the field, Eli. Now, Eli, I don't know when you're out there if Saban will tell you no flash photography. I don't know if he'll do you like that, but Eli, when you're out there on the field, please get the best video shot you can get, Eli. Like, don't have Saban do you to where you can only get him from the side. I get the best headshot of him, Eli, you can get. Do that for me, man. Get him straight on. Now, if you can get one, Eli, where Miss Terry is kind of picking at him a little bit, get that one. Seriously. If you can get a shot, Eli, where Terry Saban is kind of picking at Nick a little bit, get that one. We'll definitely use that one. But it's going to be awesome to see him getting his just due honor here. But we're going to take our final break here on the show, folks. Don't touch that dial. When we get back, we will kind of wrap things up with the most iconic moment. And drop that in the chat line, Bama Nation. Your most iconic Saban moment as he gets the field dedication this weekend. What would be that most iconic Saban moment for you? Eli and I will discuss ours right after this. As you're listening to In My Own Words, we'll be right back.
I'm Malachi Moore, and you're watching In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith on Touchdown Alabama YouTube channel.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
What's going on? This is Benny Bice. I'm the founder and owner of Touchdown Alabama. And you guys are supporting one of the only independent outlets covering Alabama football today. No other sports, no networks, just Alabama football. Roll Tide Roll.
All right, people, here we go. Locked and loaded to the action from the break. Number one ticket for your Crimson Tide football news. In my own word, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Appreciate all of you guys helping us out on today's show. And it looks like we got my man DJ Mechanic in the building. DJ Mechanic with that $20 donation, dropping the love in there. Appreciate DJ Mechanic helping us out here on the show. Continue to hit the like button, smash the thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Make this your show for all things Bama football coverage. Yours truly, Stephen M. Smith, my man Eli Walker in the production studio. And we look at here to wrap this thing up, with the field dedication to Nick Saban this weekend, Saban Field. The most iconic moment of the Nick Saban era for Alabama football. The most iconic moment for me. I know a lot of you may have the most iconic moment when Saban first arrived in Tuscaloosa. We got hired January 3rd, 2007. The press conference was January the 4th, the very next day. He comes off the plane at Tuscaloosa Regional Airport all those years ago. You have people holding signs in the air saying, "Praise Jesus, God is good, we got Saban." You had so many women trying to kiss Nick Saban in the cheek there. Of course, Miss Terry wasn't buying that. You had Mal Moore, who did everything he was supposed to do. Mal Moore, a former player. Mal Moore, a former coach. Mal Moore, as an athletic director, he knew, I got to get Alabama back dominant. I got to get Alabama back with that championship vibe. I got to get the right coach. What does Mal Moore do? He flies to Miami, Florida, to have a conversation with Terry Saban and Nick Saban. And he gets Terry to understand, look, ma'am, if you get Nick to come over here, Nick is going to have way more control, way more power, way more of say in college football than what he would have in the NFL with the Miami Dolphins. And Mal Moore got Nick Saban to believe, look, man, you come here, you can achieve everything you want to. And Mal got that done. And like I've mentioned before, even in death, Mal is still special because he's forever tied to Nick Saban because he hired Nick Saban. So everybody will look at that as, some people will look at that as the most iconic moment, Saban being hired. Some people will look at 2nd and 26. That's the most iconic moment. Why? Because you're playing against Georgia. It's Nick Saban versus his student, Kirby Smart. So much went on in that game. You pull the trigger in the most biggest move of your career. You remove Jalen Hurts for Tua Tagovailoa. You roll the biggest dice of your career. Tua goes out there, makes it do what it do. 2nd and 26. 41-yard touchdown pass to Devontae Smith to win it. Nick goes from one extreme emotion to another extreme emotion. Eli, good thought right there. The onside kick from Adam Griffith against Clemson, Deshaun Watson, and that national championship game. What a gutsy call by Nick Saban there. People look at that as an iconic moment. But for you as an Alabama fan, your most iconic Nick Saban moment, as Saban Field gets the dedication this weekend, drop that in the chat line. The best ones Eli will put on screen. The most iconic moment for you in watching 17 years of Nick Saban excellence. The most iconic moment. I'm going to give mine right now. For me, just for me, I thought the most iconic moment was all of the butt chewings Nick Saban gave his assistant coaches. That was iconic for me. That was very iconic for me. Like every chewing he gave Lane Kiffin, that was pretty iconic for me. Also, my most iconic Saban moment would be the moment where I was standing outside of practice, and I was standing next to I was standing next to Saban's Mercedes. This was after a practice, Eli. And I positioned myself right next to Saban's Mercedes. Saban walks out, like, "Hey, buddy, what's going on?" I'm like, I get a hey, buddy from Coach Saban at the time. That was my iconic moment, you know? Me right there, perched up next to Saban's Mercedes after practice. I get a hey, buddy from Saban at that time. I also got one where I kind of, threw Saban a curveball. Everybody was talking about Nick's kids to Coach Saban, and I asked him a football question. And Saban was kind of thrown off by that, but he took it like a champ, though. And then at the press conference, everybody was asking him a football question. So I asked him a football question, and Nick's like, "I could have sworn you're going to ask me something about Nick's kids this time." I'm like, "No, Saban, I was not going to do it to you. I was not going to do it to you." Those were my kind of iconic back and forths there with Coach Saban. But for you, as Alabama fans, your iconic Nick Saban moment as he's getting this field dedicated to him on tomorrow. The best ones Eli will put there on screen there. You see some good ones there, Eli? All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got from the fans here. These iconic Saban moments. And dedicating it there to Nick Saban Field. Those iconic Saban moments. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to, so quit it. Oh, yes. Yes. That was 2018 to open the season, Bama, Louisville. And Maria Taylor, bless her heart. Maria Taylor interviewing Coach about playing both quarterbacks, Tua and Jalen. I'm not going to, so quit asking. Yes, the rat poison rants. It's like poison. Like you're taking poison. Like rat poison. The rat poison rants, yes. Somebody is going to give us the tin horn one. And they ran through us like bleep through a tin horn. Somebody's going to give us a tin horn one. Is the tin horn one on there, Eli? Did the tin horn one make it? It's the iconic moment. Let's see what this one is here, Eli. The next one. Oh, the Coke bottle. Yes. Iconic moment. The Coke bottle, just ask the bottle. The Coke bottle there at the press conference. Now, there was one press conference, Eli. I thought the Coke bottle was served as suspension because he had the Coke can up there one time. And I'm like, look at this. The Coke can and got on scholarship. The Coke bottle's not here. Must have got that scholarship pulled because we got the Coke can up here. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Spanking McCarron's butt. That's iconic. On national TV. Spanking A.J. McCarron on national TV. Hey. Is that more iconic? Or would it be him jumping into A.J.'s arms when they beat LSU in 2013? I mean, they were both pretty iconic, though. I mean, slapping A.J. on the bottom there, or him jumping into A.J.'s arms when Alabama beat LSU in 2013. Which one was more iconic? I mean, I would say the slap would be more iconic, but they both hold some pretty strong weight there. But this is a moment for you, the fans here. Most iconic Nick Saban moment, in your opinion, as you get the Saban Field dedication this weekend. Let's get to this next one here, Eli. What's this next one say? I thought there was one up there, but, okay, now Eli's typing it. Now Eli's typing it in here. Here we go. Now we're getting it in here. Now we're getting in here. I got a strong feeling this is going to be 6 feet buried and gone. Yep! That one. 6 feet buried and gone. 6 feet. If it was up to y'all, we'd be 6 feet buried and gone. Gone. And that was what, 2015? When Bama lost to Ole Miss and Brian Denny, 2015. All that flukish stuff happened to get the win there. The Monday press conference. Yeah. Saban gave us a good one there. Saban gave us a good one there. It's good stuff, man. Good stuff. Tomorrow, be at Tuscaloosa. Be Bryant-Denny Stadium for the dedication. Saban Field. There's going to be a lot of people in Tuscaloosa this weekend. Ants on a bone. Be there to witness history. I'll be there. Eli will be there. Be there, Bama Nation. Show that support to witness history. But as always, Tide fans, you want the best in news, notes, information, material on your favorite program, that being the Alabama Crimson Tide. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine app. You download the app if you're rocking Team Apple. If you got the iPhone rocking Team Apple. Google Play Store. You got the Android phone for your audio needs here. Check us out, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, Google Play, iHeartRadio. We got you covered right there. The good and gracious Lord sees fit. I'll be back on Monday, continuing the conversation that is Tide football. Bama fans, remember you subscribe to touchdownalabama.com. Subscribe to touchdownalabama.com to get all of your Alabama football coverage. All things Crimson Tide there. You also subscribe to TDA Plus, the video hub, to get all the video action there. Shout out to Shamika Walker! Let's go! Shamika Walker with that 199 dropping the love in there. Thanks to Shamika helping us out here on the show. Guys, show some love to all of you, the Bama fans, this evening. For the calls, the donations, the chatting, the conversations. Yes, I know this was a bit of an early one. We'll be back on schedule starting Monday of next week. But till next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing to not be bored here as the weekend and play. Get yourself those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself. You protect the loved ones around you. Till next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen Smith, and you've been listening to In My Own Words.